Hello and welcome. Welcome, you precious human being. Welcome, you precious living being. If you're not there yet, please make your way into the wild meadow and take a seat. You can sit down on a bench or take one of the wooden stools that can be found in the alcoves. Choose a place next to a meadow box with flowers that you're particularly drawn to and sit down. You can pause the audio until you are seated and then tap play again. My name is Sylvia, and I'll guide you through this experience today. I'm one half of artist duo Charlie Clark and Sylvia Riemann, who have developed Broad Meadow. Unlike all the flowers around you, and unlike Charlie, who's born and bred in Bristol, I'm not native British. My voice has its roots in Central Europe, just like the blue cornflower, known to me as blaue Kornblume. Thank you for joining us. I hope you feel comfortable where you are seated. Relax. Let your eyes roam along the buildings here on Broadmead West. There's the galleries and Boots with its blue signature sign, and the card factory with the colorful balloons in the shop windows. On the other side, there's the arcade, and you'll see the iSmash tech repair specialists. There may be some pigeons roaming around, and perhaps you can hear a busker or other sounds amongst the hustle and bustle. Have a closer look at the meadow right in front of you. An ecosystem where plants, insects and microorganisms in the soil support each other to form a bubble of life. Take a deep breath in. Can you smell the heady scent of meadowsweet? Its white or cream-colored flowers sit on long stems and are full of nectar for bees and hoverflies. The smell is quite unique and has been compared to everything, from deep heat to marzipan to pickled cucumber. Take another breath in. Can you notice the highly perfumed, sweet orangey scent of the common spotted orchids? Their delicate white and pale pink flowers form in cone-shaped clusters around its spikes. They are particularly attractive to day-flying moths. We humans are ecosystems too, just like this meadow. And our bodies provide dwelling places or houses for microorganisms. Later, we will go on a journey inwards to visit these kinds of houses. But for now, let your eyes wander around the plants. Take in the different nuances of green and all the colors of the flowers. You may notice the ox-eye daisies with their white petals and bright yellow centers, or the meadow buttercup with its buttery yellow flowers. When I was a child, I played that game where I put a buttercup under my chin. When my chin reflected yellow, it meant I like butter. Perhaps you and your friends made some daisy chains and wrapped them around each other's wrists. I remember as a child running through a meadow full of big green grasshoppers. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. Loud chirping sounds coming from amongst the high grass. My sister and I kept catching them and letting them jump off our hands again. I remember the slightly scratching, tickly sensation of a grasshopper moving across my palm. Reach out your hands and touch the leaves and petals of a nearby plant. Please be gentle not to rip the leaf off. How does it feel? Is it rough, furry, waxy, or smooth? Can you notice a fragrance when you move your face close? Can you spot any insects? Perhaps a bee collecting nectar, or an ant running up a stem, or a colorful butterfly. Take a moment to let your mind roam and think about your past encounters with plants that grow wild. Perhaps you have fond memories of a dandelion or ragwort or another plant that you noticed growing out of a crack in the concrete. Or maybe you remember the adventure of roaming through a wild patch of land, climbing through a hole in a fence next to a car park. You may remember feeling the padded grass under your body when lying in a park or field one summer, the sweet smell of grasses, and the sound of bumblebees and birds. I would like to take you on a little journey, a magical one. Close your eyes for a moment and relax. Right now, you're sitting in Broadmead. Let's travel back in time. Back to the Broadmead of the past. Way back, hundreds of years. To the 14th century. What can you see in your mind's eye? It's a meadow. You're sitting in a broad meadow, a wetland at times, as it gets regularly flooded by the River Frome. You can see the River Frome to the south. There's a Dominican friary right next to it. And the castle is located right behind the river. To the north, there is St. James's Priory, a Benedictine monastery. Imagine the smell of wood smoke filling the air. You can hear some pigs grunting in the distance and the chatter of market stalls. Let's travel even further back to the 11th century and beyond, when even the castle and the monasteries were not here, but the meadow and the River Frome are. Take a moment to imagine this meadow with its buttercups and yellow rattle, knapweeds and campions, grasses and ox-eye daisies, with ground beetles and earthworms and butterflies. You can hear bees and small flies buzzing around and the croaking of frogs. It's a sunny summer day with a scent of warm grasses, clover and sweet honey in the air. Imagine lying down and looking up into the sky through the long grass. The name Broadmead was first recorded in 1383, and some say it means broad meadow. You may know of Lewins Mead, Earl's Mead, and Temple Meads nearby, which all were meadows back then. Let's travel back to the here and now. If you haven't done so already, please open your eyes. Have a look at the plants that you can see in this meadow today. There's the lady's bedstraw with its frothy yellow flowers, scented like honey. Its name comes from the tradition of stuffing straw mattresses with it, particularly those of women about to give birth. There's the cuckoo flower with its pale pink flowers. It blooms in April with the arrival of the first cuckoo, a sure sign that spring has arrived at last. There's the bladder campion, which has its name from the large bladder-shaped bulge behind its wide, five-petaled flowers. This evening, their clover-like scent will attract long-tongued moths. They also provide food for the beautiful red and black frog hopper, an insect that wraps itself in a frothy mass called cuckoo spit. It really does look a bit like spit on a plant. All the plants that you can see and smell here now have been carefully chosen because they replicate the meadow that was here hundreds of years ago. The soil that nourishes the roots of the flowers mimics the soil that would have been here before. There may still be seeds of some of those plants underneath our feet, deep below under the built-up ground, waiting to get a chance to grow one day and come back. Have a look at your feet and the ground and see if any weeds are coming through between the paving stones. I would like to ask you to put one of your hands gently in one of the plant boxes and stick your fingers through the mesh of grasses to touch the soil. How does it feel? Soft? Moist? Crumbly? The soil your fingers are touching is buzzing with millions of microorganisms, tiny little living beings, and the plants around you wouldn't be able to live without them. If you feel like it, you can rub a bit of the soil on your face or on the back of one of your arms. Similar to the soil, our human bodies are populated by microorganisms that are alive. They call our bodies their home and live in our digestive system, on the skin of our arms and face, our eyelashes, our armpits, between the toes, everywhere, everywhere. They are our friends, our neighbors, our family, and without them, we wouldn't be alive. Take one of your fingers to your eyelashes and say hello to your eyelash microbes. Touch the space between your fingers and say hello to the tiny living beings there. Discreetly move one hand under one of your armpits and say hello to your underarm microbes. Our body is home to more microbes than our own cells. We are ecosystems. The word ecology is rooted in the Greek word oikos, meaning house or dwelling place. Our bodies are houses for microorganisms who we live with for our mutual benefit. We need each other. Have another look across the meadow and beyond. Look at the galleries and the card factory with the colorful balloons. Let your eyes wander over to the other side of Broadmead, to the iSmash tech repair specialists, and a bit further down, Sparks, where there used to be Marks and Spencer's. The arcade was built in the 19th century. It has seen Broadmead change over time. Some shops have disappeared completely, like Debenhams or Wilkinson's. Some scientists think that microorganisms have built us humans as their houses. Just like we humans build houses, for instance, the galleries right here, and the houses we call our homes. We are houses. We are ecosystems. We span boundaries. Where do we stop and where do we begin? The word individual stems from Latin, meaning undividable. But we've never just been one. We are many. We are communities. And we can only live as we share. Can you see any weeds coming through between the paving stones? One day, the meadow of the past will perhaps be here again. Then the galleries will be gone, and the iSmash tech repair shop will be gone, and the card factory with the colorful balloons will be gone. All gone. Have another look at the plants around you, the houses on Broadmead, and us, the houses and ecosystems. We are all in it together. We share across species and boundaries. One day, the meadow of the past will perhaps come back. One day, when your body will return to the earth, perhaps you will be part of a meadow. And you, as an individual, will no longer be, but the you, as many, will carry on. Feel free to stay for a bit longer before you get up and carry on as your former human self, or perhaps as a house, an ecosystem, or as one comprised of many. What does it mean for who we are? Who am I, or are we? I will never be alone, will I? We will never be alone, will we? You may later on your way home, notice some weeds making their way through the pavement. Please take a photo of it and share it with us on social media by using the hashtag Bristol Broadmeadow. Goodbye and take good care, dear friend, you precious human being, you precious house of wonderful living beings. Take care, you.